Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's PreMarket Prep with your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. That was a sudden end there. Welcome to this Tuesday edition of Benzinga's.
The way you end it all the time.
No, but now I made a little change to it, so I don't. Now it plays out. But welcome to PreMarket Prep. Spencer Israel here, Joel Elconin, Dennis Dick. If things seem a little funky today, that's okay. It's to be expected. I am going out of town starting tonight, actually. So if you see, like you're seeing now, weird things, or if we have hiccups, we're preparing for Joel to run the show Wednesday and Thursday. No show Friday because the market's closed. So for the next 2 days, it'll be just Joel and Dennis. So today is like our dress. We've been doing dress rehearsals for the past 2 days, and today is like our last dress rehearsal. So Joel is running the ship here. I'm just kind of along for the ride. So that's that. We got a big show today, folks. A lot of news. We got INO vaccine data just a few moments ago. We've got some earnings. Micron yesterday, FedEx after the close today. Wells Fargo said they're going to cut their dividend. Lululemon made a big acquisition. We've got the end of the quarter. Don't forget that. That's always important. Could add volatility to the market. And Nick Chahine is our guest today. He will join us at 8:35. Before I throw it to Joel, don't forget to hit that like button. That helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And also, I was doing a deep dive yesterday on our YouTube channel stats, and just under 50% of you are not subscribed to our channel. So don't be in the minority, be in the majority. Subscribe to our channel, and then you'll get notified when we go live. Now, Joel, what's the word here in the overnight session?
I'm nervous, Spencer. I'm nervous. I'm never nervous doing this show ever, and now with like all these buttons and controls and everything, so I might not be as informative as I usually am. So just a precursor to the shows today and the next two shows. S&Ps are trading in the red by 275 here. Had a little pop overnight. Got the 59.25. Had the old sell-off, give the buy the dip crowd an opportunity. Couldn't make it as low as I wanted it, though. Pre-market low, 30.25. Mid-range, 44.75. End of quarter day, don't have a great feel. I don't think taking out that pre-market high, I'm going to get too excited on the long side. And if we take out that pre-market low, if I try short, it's going to have a really, really short leash. Crude in the red by 73 cents at 38.97. Gold in the red by $2 at 17.79.20. Cannot get through 1800. Silver back above $18, 1809. That's up 2.6 cents. Bitcoin just hanging out there, trying to hold on to 9,000. Let's just call it flat at 9,200. Good morning, Triple D. You look a little bored. We haven't brought you in yet. How you doing?
I'm good. So Joel's driving the ship here. So it's going good. You're doing a good job so far, Joel. I haven't seen too many hiccups. Cut the intro a little short, but that's okay. We'll give you a pass on
Spencer
that.
does that all the time.
It's going
and
well.
Now he tells me he changes.
I don't remember doing it, but that's okay. It's going well.
One thing I'll add, Joel, if you stop your screen share, we'll be able to see all of our lovely faces.
So now I got to stop. Then I got to go back and forth.
He goes back and forth between stop screen share and start screen share.
That's what I do. What do you mean?
All right.
That's part of the
process.
Try it. Just take a chance, Joel. Take a chance. Hit the stop screen share. There we are.
Okay, but now
that's working. Now start screen share.
Oh, geez.
We're going to go back and forth 3 times. We're testing you out here. Start, stop.
Don't make him do it.
And we go back and forth like 50 times. So as we're talking the chart,
350. What are we gonna?
We start talking, going on a tangent. You show our faces, and that's how it goes.
You should be back now. Are you back?
I see your charts.
We see your charts.
Good. Okay, I'm not doing it
good.
anymore.
Okay, S&P. Let's talk markets here. It's 6 minutes. We're talking the markets. So nice rally yesterday. Nice bounce again. What we said a couple days ago. 22. The key level for me still on the SPY 296.74. That was the low for the 15th. We've highlighted this number a couple of times. It held yesterday. That's the good news for the bulls. The bad news is the virus is still here and the cases aren't getting any better. So I think you're going to be stuck in this trading range as long as you hold the 296.74. I think you can continue to buy the dips. But if, we take that out, I still think there's a slippery slope down to the 280 level. So that's the key number for me technically. I give permission, and obviously not recommendations, but this is what I'll be doing, is buying dips as long as that 296.74 holds. Joel, your thoughts?
What about under the quarter? Well, okay.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
Okay. Yeah. I'm still I'm going to that same area, except I'm a little bit, more numbery. Last week's low, 92.5. Yesterday's low, a little bit under that, both the Globex and interday low. So as long as we stay above those levels, I think the bulls are still firmly in control. For them really to get this baby going back to new all-time highs, which you've been preaching about for a while, what you need to do is you need to get up above 3,100, hold 3,100, and give a little bit more confidence. So I really look at this.
I think the new all-time highs is off the table. And I think I think everybody who's been listening for the last couple of weeks probably, I maybe never officially took it off the table. I'm taking it off the table because of that chart that I did over the weekend. And the virus cases are just spiking too much now for us to be thinking about all-time highs. We just got to be thinking about positioning for that potential. And obviously, it all depends. We get positive news today from INO. Maybe this is a good segue.
Yeah, let me give you that data. Yep.
The vaccine is the wild card. And if we get a vaccine and we start looking like, hey, we're going to get something here and it's going to work, that's the recipe for new all-time highs. And that's the only recipe, in my opinion, for new all-time highs, not the Fed. Because I thought we would get a lull in the summer for the virus. And I thought that was what was going to drive us to new all-time highs. That has not occurred. The weather has not helped. And that's why I'm taking my new all-time highs officially off the table. I can still say, like, buy the dip is still on the table. But again, my level for that SPY is 296.74. Let's go talk INO data. It spiked the market right initially, but the market has now given it all back, and INO has given it back as well. What was the data looking like, Mr. Israel? Or we can go. We can just forget Spencer today if you want. We can pretend he's not there. He's just in the background because he's leaving us for 2 days. I don't know who gave him permission to leave for 2 days, but anyways, it is the July 4th holiday weekend, so I guess we all need a vacation. What are you going to do, Spencer? I never take vacations.
What are you going to do? Well, you never took vacations ever, so whatever.
Dennis, do you have July 4th in Canada, or do they go from the 3rd?
They have
our Canada Day. Our Canada Day is tomorrow, and I'll be working.
All right. No, where am I going? I'm going to the mountains of West Virginia. So.
Oh, really? What town?
Going to a cabin. What town? Oh gosh.
Cabin, nice.
Terra something.
Cabin sounds safe. I like
it. Okay.
I knew you would like that. Terra Vista, Terra Alta. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. INO says 94% of phase 1 trial participants demonstrated overall immune responses at week 6 after 2 doses of INO 4,800 in trial with 40 healthy volunteers in preliminary analysis.
So far so good type deal. Is that what that means, Spencer? Is that
wait, I just want to clarify real fast. I'm driving there. I am not getting on a plane. Just sort of I am not flying.
You're not going to fly on the new Max? The Max is ready to rock. I saw it land yesterday on CNBC. They had the live picture going and the plane's coming in. And I'm like, please don't crash. Please don't crash. And then a touchdown. We're like, yeah, Boeing rallied.
Oh, yeah, now they rallied $4. Yeah. Also, Dennis, I saw your tweet about Norwegian canceling their orders.
Yeah.
And you're like, Boeing getting crushed.
No, and everybody yelled at me for that.
Too. Yeah.
Everybody yelled because it's only down 2. It was down 6 when I tweeted that. It's all perspective. Spinner yelled at me. Nick laughed at me because I said it's getting crushed. My getting crushed and your getting crushed is 2 different. Boeing go down 6 points after hours. I'm a day trader picking up nickels. 6 points is a disaster if you're on the wrong side. So it's all perspective. I guess if you're a long-term investor in Boeing, 6 points is a blip on the screen. But when you're a short-term trader like I am doing arbitrage, looking for nickels, and you see something move 6 points, that's a big move.
Yeah, because I looked on my, I think, I don't know where I was.
I guess I just can't tweet anymore.
You're tweeting a little too much.
I'm tweeting too much. I better back off the tweeting.
Yeah. But all right, INO, boy, this is tough. They popped it, then they dropped it. Pre-market low comes in at 26.90, so we'll use that as a level. What's yesterday's low? Yesterday's low in this one comes in at, come on, data window, don't fail me now. Boom. Yesterday's low comes in at 26.60. So right there, they coincide. Pre-market low.
What's the pre-market
that's
low?
Lower than I'm wrong.
Didn't quite get there.
No.
Look, we get to see the actual numbers that you're looking at.
Oh, I know.
I like that.
I gave away my secret.
That's a secret formula, right?
Pre-market low is 26
stuff. You open the high and the low.
26. I know, and I could do the time frames. If someone knows anybody at Trade Station, can you ask them a way to keep this window open?
So we know people at Trade Station.
Okay, look at it. Look at the volume of trading in this thing too, in this bracket. Look at that, man. Big old volume trading in that too. So if the pre-market low holds, boom, it's good. To fill the gap from yesterday, 27.50. What's the low from? I mentioned the low from yesterday. If you want to see this thing unchanged, 31.69, we're never going to get there. That was the all-time closing high in the issue. Any other comments on that, Dennis?
Yeah, on INO real fast. So they said they're going to proceed with a phase 2 and phase 3 study this summer. They said overall responses were good. There was very minimal adverse reactions. All adverse events were grade 1 in severity. In relation to this, the FDA did give guidance today. Was it this morning or was it yesterday? I think it was this morning. Now I'm no expert in vaccine development, but I think the FDA may have been responding to.
Why do we have you on the show then?
Criticisms that they were moving too quickly and fast tracking too many drugs, because they said this morning that they are requiring any vaccine to be at least 50%, 50% more effective than a placebo in preventing the disease. Now, that seems like a low bar to me, but again, I'm no expert in this, but that's what the FDA said this morning. They gave some guidance on, I think, just trying to calm fears that they're being a little bit too fast and loose with the regulatory rules that they have in place for purposes of this vaccine. So Inovio out, and then FDA guidance out along with it this morning.
That's probably what sunk it, huh? Okay.
I mean, Inovio. I mean, look at it daily.
The S&P futures, Inovio popped. The S&P futures popped on that immediately, like instantaneously. We popped about 7 handles on that INO data.
Saw that,
Obviously, INO started to leak, and then the market started leaking. Now we've given it all back and went to the red. But it's, we're in a trading range here. We're still battle between the bulls and the bears. The bull thesis is that we're going to beat the virus. We're going to have the Fed behind us. The vaccine is going to come sooner than everybody thinks. And we're all going to go back to our normal way of life. The bear thesis is that the virus is still spreading. The vaccine is a long ways away. And the Fed, this is a health problem and not a monetary problem. The Fed isn't going to help as much as you think they are. That's, I've been on the bear thesis for a while. I thought we would have a rally in the summer here. It's not materializing. I'm still sticking underinvested. With that being said, buying dips, selling rips just continues to work. We go down 700, you buy. We go up to 700, you sell. I mean, that's been the story here for a long time now. I know we had the big rally in May and June, but overall, really, we've been chopping up here for about a month.
All right, let's move on. We had some earnings after the close. Micron Technology Tech is still the place to be. After the close, they reported a Q3 beat of a nickel, 82 cents versus 77 cents. Beat on the revenue as well. 5.31 billion is where the street was. They came in at 5.43 billion. This stock, I'm just going to show you the dailies because we talked about this one on the late show yesterday, and it was winding up. It broke out over, I think it was 49.50 was the area I was looking at. Triple D, did you get down and dirty in this one?
I was trading. Which stock are you talking? Oh, Micron.
Micron.
I own it. So of course,
Dennis, you're gonna have to pay more attention when Spencer's gone.
It's in my long-term portfolio. I bought it back when it got down to 42, I think, and I thought about selling it when it started to get up near that 54, 55 because it got that overhead supply up there. Part of me wants to sell it. part of me, just because it seems like stock go up 6%, you sell, stock goes down 6%, you buy. It's the environment that we're in. But I've got it in there. I want some chip exposure. Micron obviously had a good quarter. It's going to lead all the chips here today. So if you're looking at the SMH trading higher, we've also got Xilinx, which had positive guidance as well, and that's helping the chips too. So chips are going to be a source of strength today, led by Micron and Xilinx. We look at Applied Materials trading up, LRCX trading up. You go into the bigger ones, AMD, NVIDIA, all trading higher here. So it's a chip kind of day.
Okay, Dennis, can we just kind of do 1 or 2 stocks at a time here? Because you just gave 5, 6
This
stocks.
is how I trade. I trade 5 stocks off one. 1 equals 5. They're getting a glimpse into how I trade. One stock, somebody's saying, how do you trade Boeing off of, what do you do, when you're saying Boeing arbitrage? Boeing starts tanking, I sell the airline short. Immediately, boom, 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 boom. Within
so you
10
never
seconds.
Actually look at the stock that's moving. You trade everything else.
Stop. Lesson. You make more money trading, and it's safer and controlled risk, trading the sympathy plays than the leader. The leader is your indicator. And, and obviously we have leaders every day. Micron's going to be your leader of your chips. If Micron starts to roll over, I will turn around and start the other chips. It's hard to predict where your leader is going to go. You can use technicals, you can use other things. But when your leader turns around and starts tanking, there is often a lag. Sometimes that lag is 20, 30 seconds. That's
a lifetime.
That's a lifetime. So you think high frequency traders have this whip? They don't. And I've made money trading sympathy for 21 years. I'll tell you right now, when Boeing turns around and starts going down, and obviously, you can call me a liar here because some of the airlines are trading higher. But on that initial headline, when Boeing went down, go look at your after hours chart. American went down. Delta went down. UAL went down. They all went down 1 to 2%. They did bounce back, but there is moves in there, sympathy moves that lead. And Boeing in itself is a leader for the trash too. So Boeing showing some weakness here today is not helping the overall market. Don't kid yourself. And also not helping a lot of those reopening plays, because Boeing is your classic reopening play. The headline on Boeing is the Norwegian Air is canceling some orders. So we'll come back to that too. But I'll bring you all the way back.
So I asked you to only talk about one more stock.
10 more.
And you just talked 10 more.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Punish me.
Okay.
Put me in the corner.
All right. I just want to make
my grade 1 teacher used to put me in the corner too. She said I talk too much.
Maybe you should just do the show by yourself on Wednesday.
I had to go stand in the corner. I don't remember her name, but she punished me. I shouldn't say.
You don't remember your first grade teacher's name or kindergarten?
I had Mrs. Suds in kindergarten. Who was the girl? Oh yeah, it was Mrs. Dobson. But no, Mrs. Dobson was good. It was Miss Wasp.
Spencer,
that's who was the one. I think that put me in the corner.
We gotta put Spencer on the screen.
And I had listen to these teachers that I had in grade school, and you wonder why I had a tough upbringing. I Miss Wasp, Miss Butcher. Miss Butcher was a tough one. I mean, you're in trouble when you get a teacher. You get into grade 3, and you see, and Miss Butcher calls your name. You're like, oh boy, this is gonna be a tough year. Miss Butcher. For real, that was her name. I'm not making it up. Miss Butcher. And she was the one that put me in the corner for talking too much. So
she was
so
still
this one kid, Abe, and he was so bad that he had to have his desk sitting right beside the teacher's desk the entire year. And she just randomly just smack him every once in a while. Like just reach over daily. Like that's back in the day when you could still hit your kids. This teacher, she had a ruler and she'd just smack him on the hand. Like he'd say something, she'd smack him.
Oh God.
She moved him closer so she could hit him more.
I did, Spencer. Let's just get back to Micron.
Bring us back to Micron. How did we get here?
Okay. I don't know. 52.85 is your pre-market high. You're not too far off that level, trading at 52.22. So I can't chase it up here. I'm just going to keep it. You want to see follow through 52.85, 53 bid. I mean, there's a lot of stock traded, so I don't know if that's going to really affect the opening much. Ooh, 52.75. That was your high back on. I got to make this window a little bigger. That was your high back on 6/19, June 19th. So there is my key for Micron. You mentioned Xilinx. I'm not even going to read the news. The news is they raised guidance, better revenues. Pre-market high in this one got to 99.40. Let's see, $100 is 99. Boy, you're filling a gap here from the, I don't know what, this was in January. So you got a gap fill. Oh, you're gapping into a gap. Oh, this one's tough. 99.35 was a high on January 28th. We got very close to that in the pre-market. That's my key level. Not buying it up here. Dennis, do you want to look in any other chips, or what do you want to do?
They're all up. So, obviously we can move on here. I'll just say the name of the game is buy the dip and sell the rip. This is a rip, not buying the rip. So that's been the way it's been working. In some markets, you can buy the rip and make money. In this market, the fade trade has been the trade for a long time. Even all the way up, they gave you lots of opportunities. Stocks go up 6%, you ring the register. I have this in my long-term portfolio. I don't intend to sell it, but if it was in my trading account, I'd sell it.
Okay. Wells Fargo, the only one of the big six banks to cut they're going to, we don't know how much. Not good news. I tried to do the research to see when the last time they cut their dividend was.
I think it was the crisis.
It was a crisis. Okay.
So. Yeah.
The other banks are holding steady. We got another stress test at the end of the year, into the fall. I mean, this is not good news here, Dennis. Wells Fargo.
Expected. This news is expected. I'll just say you had a double bottom from the last 2 days, 25 and 25, 25, 25, 26. That's your line in the sand. That's what it needs to hold. It might hold there. It might bounce there. The stock has been beat up. A lot of bad news is priced in. And we don't know where the dividend is going. They just said they are going to cut it. They haven't said it by how much. So the 8% yield is going to be gone. Everybody knew this was coming. So I think this is expected. That's why it's only down 1%. I'll just say the banks have all been beat up. Again, if I was trying to call the bottom on these banks, and I actually might, JP Morgan, perfect, almost double bottom last 2 days, 92, 92, 18. That's your line in the sand if you're going long. Citigroup, last couple days, the lows 49.47 and 49.61. That's your line in the sand if you're going long. You have my permission. If you want to try to call the bottom on these things, and buy them here, that's your out. So again, when I'm setting up a trade, I'm never looking at what I'm going to make. I'm looking at what I can lose. And on these trades, I would be stopping myself out at the two double bottoms that remain in the last couple of days. But sometimes you see these stocks bottom for a couple of days and then have a turnaround. So if the market decides to turn around and get some follow through from yesterday, the banks could be okay here. But again, that's my contingency plan. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to trade it myself because I don't like calling bottoms, but 23 Bank of America, same story, 2302, 2310. You have a very clear line of support, very clear out if you're trading these from the long side.
And Tom Walsh wants to know what you think of the Canadian bank RY.
I haven't looked at some of the Canadian banks in a while. I'm underinvested in most of the Canadian banks. I am Canadian. I do own a couple of them. RY is best in breed. So Royal Bank.
You own the whole bank? Like you own the whole bank?
No,
like
I own the stocks, Joel. That's a bad joke.
Okay.
So RY is best of breed. So you basically have the big six. So RY, if you want just quick Canadian bank talk, RY, BMO, Bank of Montreal, which my wife worked at for a long time but doesn't work there anymore, Bank of Nova Scotia, BNS, it's more of a risk taker. TD is another one. Then you have National Bank, which doesn't trade over here. And then you have Canadian Bank of Commerce, which is CIBC, CM. All of these tend to track to each other. Just know that BNS is aggressive with their lending and RY is very conservative. So in the event that you start to see a lot of bankruptcies, BNS will get hit harder because they have a lot, and they're out west, they have a lot of oil loans on the books. So
I'm surprised you weren't all when oil turned. Well, I guess you were kind of bearish oil. I'm surprised that when the oil went negative, the nice rally, the $80 rally in oil from -40 to +40. I mean, these banks, though, they caught a bid there. We never really.
And this is a pet peeve of mine because people are saying oil rallied $80 off the low. Oil was never minus $37. No, but I know, but there's people, I see this all the time. You see it even on the media, and they say we've had an 80-point rally in oil. That's BS. Because that contract, you couldn't take delivery on that. That other contract never traded below $11. So, or $10. So maybe it did trade down. You got on the chart.
The front month contract. I mean, that's
$9-10. So you've had a good rally.
Yeah.
But still, you look at these oil companies at $39 a barrel. They're okay, some of them, but a lot of them are burning cash still too. A lot of the break evens on these oil companies is $50 to $60. I mean, I forget who it was. I think it was Suncor or one of them in Canada was saying they were cutting costs and doing everything to get their break even down to 50. Well, it's 39. So you're still burning cash. So it's hard to just say, oh, I'm going to jump in and buy all these oil stocks and all these banks because oil's had a significant rally. Yes, the stocks have come back, but they're still burning cash. And you're going to have some stocks, some of these oil stocks, more go under because their break even is a hell of a lot higher than $39. We go back to 55, 60. These oil companies will be doing a lot better.
All right. What was the name of the bank, or not the bank, the guy that came on CNBC and the oil tanker company and said, we're making so
NAT,
much.
the
How's
NAT
that doing?
CEO. It came right back down. He's like, we're raking it in, he says. We're raking it in. He's finished. It was awesome. That's the best Mad Money interview I've ever seen. I laughed through the entire interview, and his stock just blasted off. I've never seen a CEO promote his stock as much as that. Maybe they have different rules over it. Is it Finnish? Is that where it was from?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that's from.
NAT, if you look it up, Spencer, you can hunt it down. But in any regard here, NAT
was there any insider sales?
That was the high. That next day was the high when it blasted over $8. That was the high. So when you got a promo going like that on Mad Money, that was the high. With that being said, this is a play on lower oil prices. Everybody thinks they're buying a tanker. Oh, this is a play on oil. It's not, because when the oil goes too low, they need storage. That's when they need the tankers. So if the oil starts to come back down, tankers can actually catch a bit. So when you look at like the Scorpio tankers and you look at the Nordic, this is actually a play on weaker oil. So if you're looking at the chart and you're scratching your head, well, oils went up straight up for the last 2 months. Why is NAT going down? Because it actually is a play on negative oil. They were doing very well. If the oil would have stayed negative indefinitely, those tankers would have really been raking it in. So they had a pretty good couple of weeks, but obviously stocks come back down. So, I mean, if you think oil's going back down, NAT could catch a bit. I like this one the best just because I like that CEO interview. So if I was to buy one, it would be NAT.
All right.
Norway. It's Norway.
Yeah, sorry. Our chat happened.
Sorry, Finland.
Spencer, did you want to say something here?
Yeah, well, they're headquartered in Bermuda, so take that for what it is.
I wonder why.
That's right.
Regulation a little bit less there.
Hey, that's where I went on my honeymoon. I went to Bermuda.
Is it nice down there?
That's great.
Very nice. Southampton Princess.
How close
Unbelievable.
is that to the equator? Sounds hot.
Not that close.
No.
Johnny Witchman says Joel is fast with the charts. Nice, thank you.
He's a technical guy. He's always fast with charts.
Actually, I'm getting a feel for this, Spencer. Maybe, I like that. Maybe Spencer. I don't know.
Spencer's going to take a longer holiday.
From a company cutting their dividend to a company resuming their dividend.
Was SPG actually? Did they actually slash it? Was it actually suspended?
Reopen. They reopened 199 of 24 of the retail properties.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Anyways, the dividend is less than it was because it was over a 10% yield. Now I see on my screen it's only 7%. So the dividend was actually cut from where it was. I don't know if it had been suspended and then it got resumed, but it got resumed at a less price. So the dividend went down, which again, expected on this. It's been beat up. It owns a bunch of, and obviously doesn't want to own Taubman, but it owns a lot of commercial real estate, which obviously is having issues right now. So not surprising that they're going to conserve some cash. So nice day for it yesterday. The line in the sand for this one is 61.29 and 61. Now it's 10 points away from there. So it's just too far away for me to set up a long trade for you here. I think we've missed this one.
Man, oh man. This one got a huge pop, 73.80. You're still at 72.40. So the Bulls got their work to do here, traded up over $4. Get through that pre-market high, 73.80. This has been kind of sleepy lately. I don't know if this is gonna catch the shorts off guard.
SPG's been sleepy. That thing's not the opposite of sleepy. It might look sleepy
look on the daily
chart. But these are wild moves. These are like, this thing moves $6 a day. This thing is a wild child.
That's the average trading range is $6 a day.
Lately, it's been moving a lot. I'll tell you. It moves. Look at some of these.
Okay,
ranges. 5,
yesterday
4,
was 7. Yesterday, the previous day was 3.
Trying to make me out a liar.
Okay,
he's got his fighting. He put on his gloves. He's fighting today, people. Joel is a battler today.
That's just like saying Boeing has small ranges, right? For those couple days, every one of those ranges.
People are making fun of my 6 point, and it's getting killed.
Okay. I just want you to know that
I didn't want to say it was crashing because everybody else would just make fun of that.
Okay. You know what? This area that it's opening up to is a little bit of area of interest for me. The reason being 72.5 was the area of a double top. 72.45 and 72.51. So there, let's stay there. Let's get above there. Let's hold there. Take out the pre-market high, and you might be able to get 75.35. That represents your June 17th high. Lululemon. Let's get to Lulu, trading up over $10. They're buying mirror. And Dennis, I'd say the over/under on this. You're going to mention at least two other stocks when you talk about Lulu.
I'm definitely going to mention Peloton. There's no doubt I'm mentioning
Which
Peloton.
I'm still long. Full disclosure, still long.
Long
Peloton.
and holding strong. Trend is your friend, Joel. You held that one a lot better than me. I bought at 30 and sold at 38. The scalper blood. You're killing it on me on that one.
Right, and I think I
think we both bought it around this. Oh no, you bought it before. You had bought it.
Yeah, I bought it. I
took
COVID. Some heat, but I mean, it's not.
You
good
bought it before COVID.
Yep, exactly. Because we bought one, so you buy.
You anticipated COVID.
Don't say that. No. I'm so glad I did. I tell you, Lisa uses that thing almost every day. I use it. I'd say 2-3 times a week, but it's so nice out. I just hop on my bike. And
Have you resumed swimming? Like going back to the pool? Is it open?
The pool's not open yet.
They
keep on sending stuff to us that it's gonna open. S&Ps are tanking here.
It's time.
Did you guys see something? No, but I did give a couple of my nephews swim lessons in my brother-in-law's pool. So I've been getting in there, but it's only like a 15-yard pool. So like not even 15 yards. So like I push off and I'm 10 yards out. So it's hard, but I have been getting in the pool a couple times a week, doing a lot of biking. Now you made me forget Lululemon. Let's talk about Lululemon, Dennis. What do you think about this acquisition?
I think it's bad for Peloton. They're going ahead. This is, and the CEO was interviewed and saying, oh, we're doing something different. This is a head-to-head competition now with Peloton. So Mirror is obviously, it's going to compete directly with it. And now you got Lululemon money behind it. So I think this is not good for Peloton. I'm not surprised Peloton's down $1.40. I actually thought it would be down more on this, but Peloton's resilient. Everybody likes it. It's a storied stock still. So, the underneath demand is still there for the stock, but I don't think it's good for Peloton.
Have you guys seen those? Have you ever seen these mirrors?
No. It sounds pretty cool though.
They advertise like crazy in New York whenever I'm there. To see ads all over the subway. It's this giant screen. You basically rest it against the wall, and it's like you do the workout that's on the screen. It's like a giant. It looks like a mirror.
Sounds neat.
It's like a giant screen. That's I guess where they got the name from. But I mean, hey, and props to Lulu. I know $500 million isn't a ton of money for them, but in this economy, I mean, that's not insignificant. Bravo. Good for them.
Company's always firing on all cylinders. They're smart. They figure stuff out. I mean, they see what Peloton's doing. They're like, we can pick this up on the cheap, and this could be a competitor with Peloton. And Peloton trading with what's the valuation of Peloton?
Oh, don't talk about
What is the valuation of Peloton?
I don't know.
Silly.
That I can't look at.
It's just silly. It's full 1999 style. When COVID ends, Peloton's going down. But COVID's still going. Peloton is still a hot trade. The
so you're running out to a gym?
People are going to
be running out to gyms? Okay.
$16 billion. It's a lot of money to pay for
a bike with a computer attached
with an iPad,
right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
but it works well with COVID. So I still like it as long as COVID's around.
All right. Well, I'd rather have COVID gone and me get crushed on this stock.
Me too.
308.59. That is your pre-market high. I don't have time to do the math here, folks, but you had just take from the all-time high. The all-time high comes in at 324.70. Your low was 288. So that's 25 and 15. That's 40. That's 20. Oh, right there at the 50% retrace. I'd see what happens. 308. See if there's any daily highs there. No, the next daily high comes in at 310.21. So there's a quick look at Lulu.
I think it's a good move for Lulu. So I'm not surprised the stock's trading higher.
I still have a pair of pants I bought pre-COVID. I need to return from there. So hopefully, I guess I could just send it back through the mail. All right. We got to
bring us in.
All right. We're going to bring Nick in here for just a few minutes. Nick, can you hear us?
He's on mute. You got to unmute him.
I'd be on mute.
You're in control, Joel, so you can stop people from talking anytime you want. If I go on a rant too much and you're in control like that, you can just hit mute on me and nobody will hear me. You're in the full power here now.
I said ask to unmute.
Yeah, so do that. And let's
I did. I clicked it.
Let's see. Well, I know he can hear us. So, Nick, unmute yourself if you can.
I think Nick
Bottom left corner, Nick.
I think Nick's muted.
Nick knows how to use Zoom though, so that's why.
All right,
someone...
I did
there
not
he is.
know.
That was Nick.
So
Nick
first,
was it a Nick problem or was it a Joel problem?
No,
Nick?
sir. No, sir. I've never needed to do that with you guys. So you changed something on your end.
Because Joel's running the show today for the first time.
I mean, I don't think it was either of your faults. Zoom did change something where now it's like
short Zoom. No, seriously, short Zoom. Okay,
seriously, here. So give us the thesis for shorting Zoom. And you know what? I agree with you.
I'll give you one thesis.
I agree with
you. You mentioned it. You said valuation. You asked, what's the valuation on Peloton? And I answered it. The only valuation that matters to me on growth stocks like this, because it is growth, correct?
Yes.
And if the only valuation that matters is the froth, what do you expect it to do on the top line? That was the Amazon weapon. It was never expensive from that perspective. Okay, so Peloton is 20 times its sales, the price of the stock. Zoom, it's over 100.
Oh, so it's 5 times more expensive than Peloton, basically.
Amazon is 4 to 5, 3.5 to 5. It goes up and down there.
Yeah.
And Amazon is not a slouch. It grows 30% a year. So it's a fair compare. So to actually pay, it's like, I've said it before, it's like you walk up to the owner of a company and you say, I will pay you 100 years worth of your sales to give me your company. What idiot would do that? Not me. Okay, so super expensive. Trading wise, that's a different question.
It actually started to break down yesterday, and
I am short via an easy debit put spread, $20 wide out in time. So
set that up for us, because there's a lot of people who are newer to options. Set up, if you don't mind, set up the trade how you're short at using options.
So the easy way to short, when you short traditionally, you take unlimited risk. And that's why not a lot of people do it, because as long as the stock is rallying, you're losing money, and unless you're George Soros, you have to get out of the position. You're forced to get out of the position. So the way you would do it is you pick a level where you think it's going to fall to, and technically I think it's easy for it to come down to 200. So if that's the case, I will buy a debit put spread. So say I would buy a 200 put and would sell a 190 below it out in time. I can't remember if it was November or December, but I'm not in a rush. I don't need to trade the day to day. I spend say $3 for a $10 wide spread. The upside is $7. So I have limited risk and limited potential upside, but it is a safe way to take a bearish position on a stock without hurting anyone, including yourself. So from a valuation perspective, I don't want it to be cheap at all. I'm not talking about profitability or anything. I'm talking about how much hope is there in the price of the stock versus its sales and growth. And that's why I look at price to sales, not price to earnings, which is over 1,000 for this company, probably. I'm not sure what it is.
Here's a weekly chart going on this. The golden rule of technical analysis, buy the bottom of the page here and sell the top of the page. What I will say is this has not had a red month since red week. I'm sorry. This is a weekly chart. So it hasn't had a red week since the first week or the last week in April. So here you're working on a red week on this one. Triple D with the call on this one. Dennis, you thought that the Russell rebalance.
I thought they could top it out.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You and me. I said that last week to my gang. I said, I wonder if this rebalance takes all these mega caps that used to be tiny little companies, and now the eyeballs have grabbed everybody out of there. So I wondered, I said, is there a play between the rebalance and the Russell and the grab for the Momos? So we'll see.
Yeah, and a lot of these stocks were going in on that day, and I just said this is often a topping event. I've seen it happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen with Zoom and Peloton, but if we look at the list and we look and looking back, I said this on the morning of the 26th before even the first red candle was there.
Yep.
I said Zoom could potentially top out today. Peloton could potentially top out today. Datadog could potentially top out today. Fastly could potentially top out today. Fastly ended up going up for another day. But I mean, all of these stocks topped out. It's not a coincidence that was when all the indexers, these stocks were going to the Russell, needed to buy. So I don't think it's a coincidence that it turns after that, because all of a sudden you don't have any of that index buying pressure.
The only two I'm looking at that I have as a leader for the group are Twilio and Peloton. they seem to be every dip. Twilio acts now like Boeing used to act about 3 years ago. It would dip, like if there's a plane falling out of the sky, it would dip for 10 minutes. And then the buyers will step in with both hands. So Twilio and not Peloton, Zoom, if they consistently start setting a downward trend, I don't know how long the mega fans will stay in it. I don't mind stocks trading up, but I do want the technicals to stay true. And they are staying true everywhere else except with these two that are defying gravity. For me, on my watch list, I'm sure there are other out there.
I'd be a seller rallies on all these things now because I just think the setup there with the Russell, it was the perfect setup, and it's starting to come to fruition. I mean, we went down for, yesterday we had a really ugly day on a lot of these stocks, and it's not a coincidence that they were getting put in the index on Friday on the close. And so you've got to look at there's different setups like that. Obviously, we got charts, we got other different tools, but just being aware of hey, these are going into the index. Index is going to have to buy these things. This could put a top in. So it potentially might be there. We don't know yet. Obviously, we'll look back in a month and say was at the top or not. But yesterday is telling you that it might be.
So speaking of technicals, I think this is the perfect time for investors to delve into learning some of it. Because when headlines are whipping us like that, the only thing you can get edge from, other than waiting for a stupid headline, is to actually learn some technicals, and it's been great.
Can we talk Boeing here for a second?
Long.
Boeing here. I mean, good day yesterday. I mean, and it landed safely, trading down 549 here. Bad news after the close. Norwegian.
Norwegian. What? Yeah. How many planes do they have? 3, 4? I don't know. Who's Norwegian?
Wasn't it?
It was actually 93, I think, Nick.
Yeah.
It's actually significant.
Okay, so Boeing sales, it's not its problem. Unshackling its actual delivery system, which is if the 737 comes back to life, then it gets unshackled. For the last 2 years, the stock is doing this with having less than zero commitment. So their sales number is weird, right? Because they take the orders, they can't book it as a sale. So they have a backlog of orders years out, but the sales is actually when they deliver the plane or something similar to that. So its sales.
Well, the opposite of Tesla is what you're saying.
Yes, okay. The opposite of Tesla. So the problem in Boeing has never been its sales. It's to get out of this wound, the self-inflicted wound that they kind of created. It started with one disaster, unfortunately with another disaster, and then bad management. And then it took them a year to get back on track. And now it's taking them a year to get out of it. So fundamentally, it was cheap. I cannot believe that people bought puts from me at 40. And I wish it would go back down there so I can do it again. I got long based on the technical, and that long is still there. So here's my opinion. Technically, if you don't know what to do with Boeing, I would stay long, because technically my target was 225. It hit it and over met it, and then it backed down, and I can reload and stay in it again until 225 and 309. Those are the next two targets, which are unemotional. It's just pure charts. So the extension is 205 and then 309. 225, 309.
What about this in relation to the airlines? If you're going to be bullish Boeing, what airlines are you bullish?
I said go long love on the dip, and that was good, right? I take it they moved a little bit recently. So Southwest, its entire fleet is 737s, not Maxes, but 737s. So going Southwest long is like going Boeing long, because I bet you any headline on Boeing will impact Southwest like almost 1-to-1, my opinion. Plus, it's always been the wild child as far as airline. Plus, it was established on no frills. So it was made to work with a thin model. So there's not a lot of fat there to start with. So it was easy adjustment versus the other legacy ones that God knows what they have as far as bad habits. So I'm confident in Southwest more than the other ones. That's my opinion. So on mega dips, I suggested going long these airlines, but not by buying hope, by selling risk below. Even put spreads, I don't need to own the shares, but sometimes on bad days when the VIX is high and then a particular stock is falling, like AMD the other day was getting hit hard, hey, the easiest way to do it is, if you like the stock, is to commit to selling puts, or even put spreads. They work without having to commit to buy the stocks. So be a micro market maker. You would win more than you would lose. By definition, market makers don't lose because they're super smart. If you're a little smart, then you can win more than you lose for sure.
All right, Nick, one more before we let you go.
I got a few for Nick. So
you got a workhorse. I already have it up on there.
Okay, do that one. And then I want to throw 3 to 4 at Nick, because I've had multiple tickers thrown at me and I want to
Who's workhorse? What's the ticker?
WKHS. Full disclosure, I'm still long this.
HS. Okay, so that tells you, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with this one?
What do I do with it is the question, because I've been selling all the way up. And I've got a little bit left. I have 20% of the position left, and I'm just
okay. So did you buy it as
so
a trade?
frothy.
Okay, so on the 5-minute chart, nobody's in control of it. They're fighting over control. On the 15-minute chart, the buyers are still in control, and dips towards 1320 should be bought. It has support through 1280, 1270. There's a interesting collection of candles at 12. And then after that, you got the neckline breakout somewhere above 10. So these are your who's in charge. So if it dips a little bit and it stays above these levels I just mentioned on the time frames I just mentioned, then that's fine.
Which so where and I'm long, I'm flat out long. I know this is flat out long in the stock still, and it's been flying high. I bought at $3.40 from Mitch in our chat 3 weeks ago. It's just silly.
So 13.
I sold some at 7. I sold some at 8. I sold some at 9. And now I haven't sold any since 9. And the thing's at 1582 in the pre-market. 13. And everything, all my Spidey says, ring the register. This is
so just 1330, 1340 will be a pivot point, I think.
Stop up below there.
Well, if you get below there, then you would definitely sell the pops.
All right, that next one, Dennis. We got we're up against the clock.
Chag, CHGG. I've had a lot of people, Daniel from Twitter, asking me, multiple people in the chat.
Stock.
CHGG.
Okay, the pivot point there is 6620-ish, in my opinion. So it is now in danger of becoming in the hands of the short-term sellers. So if notice where the pops get sold, if they get sold, because right now it looks like the sellers want to get a hold of it.
GAN, which is a stock that I had. I just sold it because I thought we were consolidating. Eventually, I thought the market was going to break down. I'm wrong. I think it's breaking out, in my opinion. I'd be a buyer at dips on this. What's your thoughts on GAN?
Okay, I would probably have reason to chase a 2670 plus.
You would chase this, actually.
And on a breakout above 2670.
Okay. I like it too.
It should have support at 2490.
This is Jason
2460. Its point of control short term on a 15-minute candle is somewhere around 2420. So any dip towards that should have support.
We've been on the line with Nick Chahine. He's the author of Create Income with Option Spreads. Joins our show every other Tuesday to share his fundamental and technical analysis of the markets. Nick, next time you come on and I'm solo, I could have had the chat open and brought up your chart.
This guy, we got to mute this guy. This guy talks too much. I just realized today, man, you're like, what's in your coffee?
me or Joel?
You.
Oh yeah, I always talk too much.
Oh, come on. This is not, he's actually being shy.
It started grade 3. I told you, Miss Butcher put me in the corner like all the time because I was talking too much. Dennis, shut up.
All right. We have some more stocks to cover here. Let's go to Uber here. And Uber, they're just trying to grow. And any way possible. We talked about this on the pre-market show. And I'm thinking, like, they're buying food delivery services here. That's the way that they want to go. I mean, I think more people are going to go to Kroger. Then I'd buy Kroger over Uber hand over fist here. What do you think about this?
Completely different stocks. So Kroger, Uber, nothing to do with each other whatsoever. Kroger is there. Kroger is stable. Kroger is your grocery stores. Your people are going to it. Uber has had this incredible run on the hope of reopening going well. That hope is starting to fade. Uber is like, I mean, think about it. You're getting into a complete stranger's car, you know, and obviously, you know, taxis, you know, it's going to be the same story. I mean, it's difficult to say, okay, random guy, I don't know who you've been with. I don't know where you've been, but there's going to be a lot of people who will not take an Uber or a Lyft for a long time. So this business is hurting. And they are doing this. They were going to buy Grubhub. They're trying to find something because, hey, delivery is a COVID play. So we need to get some exposure, because if we stay, with the virus for the next couple of years, our main business is in a world of pain. So we need food delivery to subsidize our business right now. So that's why they're scrambling around trying to find something to buy. It's out of necessity. So they missed out on Grub. So they're trying to find something else. They want to get into food delivery. It's smart. They're doing stuff. They're smart management. They're very smart. So it is smart. With that being said, Lyft and Uber both, the stocks are frothy. They're not even cheap. And we're in a situation where their direct business is directly impacted by COVID. So that's why I haven't liked these stocks at all. But, I didn't like it at 30, ran to 37. I still don't like it. But it's smart that they're getting into delivery. So I'll say I like the move.
Yeah, I let's see what we look at here in the pre-market trading. It's trading up at stick here, $1.13. I mean, you're getting a move off the low here, 28.39. You hit that yesterday. I think you're opening in a little bit of trouble here. If you split the highs from the last two sessions. Not yesterday, but let's see. Yesterday was Monday. Thursday and Friday, you had a pair of highs at 30.44 and 30.86. You split that, it's 30.65 and a half. I'll call that resistance. You're trading 30.72. You hold that, do some work in the, you have a next daily high at 32.93. What I would not want to see on this one is I buy that opening print at 30.80, let's say. And then you see a 30-40 print. I mean, that's what you don't want to see in this one. Don't know if I necessarily would short into these pair of highs, but if you're buying this thing off the hop, I mean, you want to see it just continue. And let's just take a look at Lyft.
Keep going back and forth with showing your screen, Joe, because they're complaining not showing the charts.
Oh, man.
That's okay. It's all good.
Okay.
They don't like to just see my crazy hair. And
okay, let me.
It's all good. It's good. We move on to the next one. Go to the next one. But
I think so far. You've
been doing pretty good.
I'm giving myself like
a B plus.
B plus. I'm giving myself like an A super.
Of course, you're giving yourself an A. Okay,
Mrs.
what's the
Butcher
next stock?
would give me an A.
Mrs. Butcher. It's Miss Butcher. Nobody would marry her. Sorry, Miss Butcher.
Oh, what if she's listening?
Maybe she was married. It was Miss Butcher though.
And Lyft, take a look at the Lyft. Okay, let's move on to our next stock here. We haven't talked much about oil. Royal Dutch RDS, right? Oh no, I'm messing this up. What's Royal Dutch? RD?
RDS.B, RDS.A.
There's Class A and Class B.
So they did the old class
pick your poison.
Yeah, I mean, what are they doing? They're writing down. I don't know how much they're writing down. This is a stock traded. They don't like it. It's trading down $1.16. Dennis, any thoughts on Royal Dutch?
It's trading actively over in Europe. So when you come in here and you see these European companies, they've already priced it in. So there's no price discovery for me to participate in at the open. It already had it over in Europe. So that's why I don't trade the ADRs. Okay. I like price discovery. I like to participate in giving my say in where I think the stock is going at the open. This open happened 3 hours ago over for 5 hours ago over in Europe, 3 o'clock.
Can we do some stocks from the chat real fast?
Yeah, that's what we want to do. Fly through the chat.
Right. Okay. People are tickers are flying. Someone was asking repeatedly about Express Spot. I don't really know what we can tell you about that. I mean,
had a headline last night. Oh, there was a headline, new one, that they were, and it popped big time on it. Okay. I actually tried. It was just high freaks all over this headline. There was no chance on this headline. You can see the big spike. If you show the after hours chart, you'll see the big spike.
So yeah, they announced the opening of a pilot program for airport employees at JFK Terminal 4.
Yeah, huge spike. It got faded. Again, I think the story is over. I think spikes to be sold. Sorry, Jason Rasnick. I think the story's over.
I mean, this is tough. I'll think I'll go with you on this one. Pre-market high, 524. You already faded off that level. Let's take a look at the dailies. Pair of highs and maybe get a better look. There's a bunch of highs in the 5s, so pick your poison. From 510 to 549, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 daily highs. And if you want to see that illustrated in my data window right there. This is what I'm looking at. 510, 514, 549, 507, 5.
I got up there after hours and faded immediately.
It faded. So that,
What was the after hours high? Do you have it?
Yep. I can give you, see, and I'll do it here just like this. This is great advertisement for TradeStation. There's your pre-market high, that little top.
After hours last night, that was.
Yep. Oh, you
coincides nicely. Pops are getting 24. Faded.
Look at that. Yep. Good call there. Okay, next.
People are asking about Vaxart, VXRT. They're in the vaccine race.
Going off the board here. I've never seen this stock. It's rare for you to find a stock that I haven't traded. VXRT, because it was a penny stock. If I don't look at stocks under $3-4 usually, but obviously big pops, huge moves. Coin flip territory here. I mean, it got ridiculous. Now you've come in quite a bit. You'll find some buyers probably when you get a little bit lower, and it'll get another pop. These things often do, but I think the 14 high is in. So I'd be a seller of pops.
I'll just go with like the Dennis one. If you're good at trading stocks like this, go ahead and trade them.
Tough stock. Next.
What do we got next, Spencer?
Oh, there's so many.
Let's go. Boom.
Hey, we didn't really talk about these SPACs, these special purpose acquisition companies. There was one yesterday. There's SHLL. I just saw it mentioned in the chat. And
what's it going to be? Do we know what SHLL is going to be?
There's so many headlines every day. They're rumored to nothing confirmed. Oh no, they didn't confirm it. They announced they're going to buy Helion, that electric truck company. So more electric.
I gotta buy it. Electric
That's
truck.
what the market thinks.
Hey, wait a second. Should we buy Black & Decker because they make electronic tools? What's the symbol on that one?
Black & Decker's been gone a long time ago. So SHLL, we're going to bring it back in here, Joel, before we go on a wild tangent there. It's trading down. This didn't go anywhere. And we see, go to WKHS. You see the electric car story. It gets hot, and it seems to be like unstoppable. At a certain point in time, it's going to cool off. But right now, anything to do with electric vehicles is hot. SHLL, same story. Probably on pullbacks, you probably find more buyers. Does that mean it's worth 30 or 20 or 10? I don't know what it's worth. And is it officially announced, or is it just rumors still?
No, it's announced.
Okay, so they're going into, is electric car maker or electric parts for electric cars? What is it?
Does it really matter, Dennis? It
doesn't matter. You say electric cars and people are buying the hell out of it. Story matters. It's all that matters is it's got a story right now. The best story going is electric cars. It's one of the best stories out there right now. So you got something with electric cars going on. People are going to pay through the roof for that right now. In some cases, it can make sense. In other cases, not so much. What
about the Chevy Volt? Does that apply to GM and the Chevy Volt?
No.
Me and Spencer both lost.
No, I don't know what you said. The whole electric car thing is going to end badly because there's not going to be as many cars on. If they're all going to be electric cars. Okay, it's
all going going in 10
short
years.
Short oil.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I don't want to own any oil stocks because I'm going to tell you, I agree. That it's going electric. Like when we look at in 10 years, there's going to be a lot of electric cars on the road. There'll be Teslas, Nikola's, GM's going to have a pile of them, Ford's going to have a pile. Be electric cars everywhere. The only thing I can comfortably say is it's not good for oil companies. So oil companies need to figure it out, how to go, different types of energy, or there's going to be a lot of them that don't survive.
And Dennis, the chat wants you to know that Stanley Black & Decker is SWK. So.
Oh, yes. You said Black & Decker. Yeah, I forgot. I trade SWK. I should.
Oh, yeah. So it's not off the board and it's not gone.
Well, it's Stanley Black & Decker. I think it's Stanley. Forgot. It's got the Black & Decker part to it. SWK.
I think I have a couple of their things that.
What was that old ticker symbol? Black & Decker.
BND.
I can't remember either. I thought you would know.
I do that. I always ask Lisa questions like that, and then I don't know the answer.
No, I didn't know the answer.
You got to give me 3 tries.
2 more tickers. We're going overtime. 2 more tickers.
No. Oh, jeez, man. I need a nap after doing this.
2 more tickers. Quick. I got to trade. I got 42 positions I got to get out of here. And at the open.
No, because you'll go put some more on, and then you'll say,
I put more on too. But...
Plug. PLUG. Plug.
Plug your nose and buy it.
That probably works.
That'll work.
That's the random the random David Portnoy. Just plug your nose and buy it. If it's got plug. You know what? It's breaking out. 822. It's up here again. I'm not going to argue with you.
Oh, electric cars.
You could see $10.
Electric cars. Plug power. This is a must-own
Ballard Power too. BLDP. These
BLD,
two move with it. Ballard Power has been breaking out. Plug
Fuel
power.
cell. What about fuel cell?
I'm gonna let my comments along on that one.
Okay. All right. All right. We said we did one. We just did three. I see some a new guy here in the chat. I'm trying to keep track of everything. I think his name is Daniel. Exxon Mobil here. All right, let's see. What is it doing? It's
Double bottom. You got two lows in the
yeah,
same area, Joel.
you better hold. You got
Gotta
actually
hold.
three. You got three. 43.54 yesterday, 43.50 the day before, then 43.69. So a must hold level for ExxonMobil.
Yep.
Real quickly, just looking at the S&Ps here, we have really chopped around here in the pre-market, up and down and all around. The trades I actually was thinking of doing, I would have gotten stopped out on. So thank you, Spencer, for having me run the show today. Any final, I mean, we got to go green and stay green. That close from yesterday, 47.75. I'd say we do that. We take out the pre-market high. We got a chance at 30.80. If we take out the pre-market low, just the way this chop and down, I don't think I could get too anxious on the short side going through that pre-market low. Dennis, any final comments?
Mixed day. Lots of stocks up, lots of stocks down, trying to figure out. Oil's weak. Banks are slightly higher. Actually, they're turning red here now too. Boeing is leading the charge down for some of your, and be careful on the airlines because like I said, Boeing will lead the airlines. And if you see a lot of those airlines were trading green, but Boeing is continuing to leak and most of your airline stocks have now went to the red. So just be careful because Boeing is leading all of the reopening plays here to a certain extent. So don't be surprised some of the retailers even show weakness. Watch Boeing. If it starts to turn around, starts to go positive, you'll see all those reopening plays turn around too. Boeing is the leader of reopening right now.
All right. Spencer, any final comments before you go on your luxurious vacation here? How'd I do today?
Oh, no, you did pretty well. You did pretty well. So I feel like you're in good hands. I should note that where I'm going, I'm told there is very poor internet connection, so I won't be.
You won't be able to help us if we get in trouble.
Able to help you if you get in trouble.
Oh my goodness, we're in trouble here.
That's pretty much it. But no,
I'm
Joel,
scared.
You did good. Joel and I will be back for the afternoon show at 3:40. And that'll be it. So please hit that like button. Thanks to Nick Chahine for coming on. Thanks to all of you in our chats. Please remember all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Joel's going to end the stream now, and I hope
that's in the doc, right? All that disclosure stuff, because I definitely want to read that.
Sure, yeah, and I end the stream, and I hope we go off the air at some point here. So let's do it, Joel. We'll be back in the afternoon, everyone. Have a good rest.
Yeah, Chuck Self of iSectors will be our guest tomorrow. Thanks, folks. We'll see you.
We love Chuck.
Yep, we will see you at 3:40.